Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a review of my MacBook Air. So I know about like a month, just a little bit over a month ago, I got my new MacBook Air. I had previously owned a MacBook Air, but I decided to get a new one for college, and I've been kind of using it over the summer, and I kind of wanted to do a review on what I thought about it and kind of let you guys know the pros and the cons, because I know the new MacBooks are so much different than the old MacBooks. I know that there was like so many changes between like the older model that I had and the one that I have now. So I'm going to be kind of talking about if I think that this is actually worth the purchase, because it is not cheap, even though it is one of their more cheaper laptops, which is nice. But I'm gonna let you guys know if I thought it was worth it and kind of how I came to the decision of what laptop I decided to get, because when I did my unboxing, I got a lot of questions about like how I decided to choose the one that I did choose, because I know they have a lot of options. So I'm also going to be going into that as well. And yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say before we get into the video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. We are so close to 2K, and I seriously cannot believe it, and it would mean the world to me if you guys did subscribe to my channel. And yeah, let's just get right on into the video. Okay, so first things first, this is my laptop right here. It is rose gold, even though it shows up a little bit gold on camera. It's rose gold, I promise. But I will include like the exact model and all that stuff like on the screen, because I know that there's a lot of like different types of MacBook Airs, so I'll just put it on the screen because I don't remember the whole name of it. But this is the one I got. First of all, it is quite a bit thinner than the older models, which I was expecting. And the other thing is it does have a larger screen than some of the other models, because the other models had like a rim on the outside of it, and basically it just made the screen a little bit smaller. So the screen on this one is a little bit bigger, which is kind of nice. And then the only other thing that is different for like the actual like exterior of the Mac, well, there's a few things, but one of the more main things is the keyboard is a lot more flat. I know you guys cannot really see it on the video, only a little bit, but on the older Macs the keys are a lot more lifted, so here the keys are a lot more flat, which definitely took me a little bit of time to get used to, but honestly I love it now. I like this keyboard so much better, so that was definitely a pro. And the other thing that I really did like about this is the addition of the Touch ID. I know the Touch ID on the Macs has been out for some time, however I did not have it on my old Mac, so I find that it's really cool to have it on this one. And yeah, so it's definitely a huge pro. It works really well. I've never had any issues with the Touch ID. I know some people were a little bit concerned that like, does the Touch ID actually work? And it does. I have not had any problems with it in that regard whatsoever. As for how like the Mac actually functions, it's pretty standard to like your standard computer. There's nothing too crazy going on with it. The only issue that I have had with like the actual functioning of the laptop itself is sometimes when I try to include like for example my memory card on my camera, the memory card thingy will come up on the like home screen of my laptop, and normally you can just click on that, view whatever it is that you've opened, and then like go to whatever, say it was my camera, go to whatever video clip I wanted to open. The only issue with this is sometimes when I go to click on the little tab when I originally put the memory disk in, sometimes it doesn't let me open it, and I actually have to shut down the entire laptop and then reboot it again in order to open the file, which is a little bit annoying, and it literally does it so randomly, so there's absolutely like no reason for it. So I don't know why it does that. I'm trying to figure it out, but that has been one of the only issues that I have noticed so far. Other than that, everything works great. I've noticed, because I edit my videos for YouTube on iMovie, and I have found that iMovie works a lot better and a lot faster on this new one, and just all of the applications I found are just quite a lot better on the updated Mac. The biggest thing that you need to know if you are buying one of the new MacBook Airs is, instead of having a place for your memory card or USB or whatever, it has just these tabs on the side. So as you can see, there is a hole here for like headphones or something like that. And then on the other side, there's just these two little holes right here. I don't know how well it's focusing. But as you can see, you cannot insert a USB or a memory disk or really anything into these holes. There are both, well, one of them can be used for a charging cord and one of them can be used for something like this. So this is something that you will need to buy if you ever use any of those things in your MacBook. And it's really kind of nice. I'll get into like what this does in a second. It's really kind of nice because you can put, like, you can charge it with one port and then put this in the other port. So it's not like you have to choose between one or the other, like between charging it and all that stuff. So that's great. So this right here, this just has the correct end to plug into the MacBook right here. It just goes right into, hold on, just goes right into the side there. It works good. It just kind of sits like this. A blue light lights up when it's on. And what you can do is there is a place where you can put like a memory card, a USB. There's a bunch of different little applications that you can put in here. And you can put them in all at once if you want. I've only ever really needed to use it for my memory card, but I know in the future I'm sure I will use some of the other applications on this. So you have to buy this, and it's kind of annoying because they're a little bit expensive. I think this one was like $80. And it's really annoying because when you bought the old MacBooks, you didn't have to spend an extra $80 on something like this, and it's like, so it's just like this thing that you just need, but like you don't want to buy it. So that's a little bit annoying. That was probably one of the biggest cons for me. I really did not like that you had to have this along with your MacBook. I thought that that was super stupid, but whatever, it's fine. I bought it and it works really good with the laptop. And again, it's super nice that you can charge it and use this at the exact same time. I'm really happy with my purchase. I thought that it was good. I don't really regret buying it. I think it's gonna work great for school. But I'm going to get into why I actually purchased this one as opposed to some of the other laptops that Apple has, because I know there's such a wide variety of them. So I actually went to the Apple store to look around myself a couple months prior to buying my laptop, and basically I looked at the MacBook Pros and I looked at the MacBook Airs. I had had a MacBook before. I had no issues with it, but I did want to look at the MacBook Pros to see, you know, what kind of features they had. And many of you guys know, if you actually look at the MacBook Air, I will show you, and I'm sure that you're familiar with this with most laptops, at the very top keyboard right here, you have like your sound buttons, your brightness, all that random stuff, right? Just that top kind of row of your keyboard. And on the MacBook Pros, that is actually not keys. It is like completely like a digital touch screen thing. So your brightness button will be like on a touch screen and you'll like tap it like you would like, and it's not like a key. It's on like, you guys get what I'm saying. I'm sure many of you guys have heard of that. And for me, when I kept trying it out at the Apple store, like it would work like 75% of the time. You try to like tap one of the buttons, but then the other 25% of the time you're just sitting there tapping it and being like trying to tap it harder, and you're like, oh my gosh, why is nothing happening? And that's like before you even buy the laptop. That's when they're displaying in the Apple store, and I was just really did not like that. I mean, obviously to each their own. I personally didn't like that, and I could definitely see that be something that would break very, very quickly. And I was just so scared. I'm like, what if I'm in a lecture and I cannot turn my volume down? Like, that would be literally awful, because the volume is also on that little touch bar as well. So that was a huge reason that I didn't want the Pro. Also, the Pro is a lot thicker and it's bigger, and I'm going to be taking mine around. I know I'm doing online school first semester, but even when I'm in online, I'm going to be taking it to like the library, to coffee shops, things like that. And even when I am on campus, because I'm planning on keeping this for a very long time, I'm going to be bringing it from class to class to class to class to class. And I do not want a huge heavy laptop, but I'm already going to have textbooks and notebooks and all that stuff. So the lighter one and the smaller one was definitely a selling point for me. I loved how it's just super light and it's easy to carry around. And also, you guys all know that the Pro is a lot more expensive. And when I was talking to the people at the Apple store, they kind of told me that the Pros, they're good for if you are doing something with like design, or you're like advertising, marketing, computer science, something where you need a lot of like heavy duty functions on your computer. Or they told me if I wanted to be editing on Final Cut Pro, which I might in the future edit on Final Cut Pro. I'm not sure. I like the way I edit now, but I'm sure I will one day in the future. But I also wasn't going to spend an extra $1,000 on a laptop for me to get on an editing software that like I might use one day in the future. So I didn't really think that it was worth it, because for me, I'm doing psychology as my major. I'm mostly going to be using my laptop to write essays and do research and things like that, and I didn't really find that I needed the Pro for that. But if you are needing it for any of those functions that I did say, plus there's a lot of other reasons to get a MacBook Pro as well, those are just the main ones that they told me. If you are going to be using it for any of those things, then I definitely recommend looking at the Pro and seeing if it works for you, just for like my major and what I was planning on using the Pro for. Or for my laptop for, sorry. I just didn't really think that it would be something that I would need, so I decided to just go for this one, and I am super happy with it. But yeah, people were asking me kind of in my comments on my unboxing, like, oh, why did you get the Air instead of the Pro? Like, which one should I get? So that's kind of like my little explanation, like my full explanation as to how I chose the one that I chose. And yeah, so far I'm super happy with it. The MacBook Air is great. The only issue is this little thing, and then also that, like trying to open the file sometimes. I don't even know if it's just like my laptop or something I'm doing. Might just be something I am doing, or if it's the laptop itself. I'm not sure. It's not a huge inconvenience. It doesn't happen all the time. But those are kind of like the only cons to the laptop. Other than that, everything works really good. Everything works super quickly and fast. It's awesome. And yeah, I'm super happy with everything that I got with it. So if you're debating if you should get a MacBook Air, I definitely recommend it. It was an awesome purchase for me, and yeah. Okay, so that's going to be all for today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully it's kind of helped you weigh some of the pros and cons of getting a new laptop, and answered some of the questions that I know you guys had on my other videos. But yeah, I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!